River Island is a popular high street fashion retailer, so I'm pleased to welcome Nebel Crowhurst and Mike Collins from River Island. Hi there, welcome to Learning Now TV.
Hi, thanks for inviting us.
So we'd love to talk to you about digital transformation and what's going on at River Island. Nebel, could you share a bit of context about what's happening?
Sure. So just to give you a bit of background into River Island as a brand, we are a really well-established organisation with 70-year history, which often people don't realise. The brand itself has been on our high street for the last 30 years, and we're really excited that we're celebrating our 30th birthday this year.
Oh, wonderful.
So our focus for this year and into the future is that we need to progress with our customer requirements, and we need to transform the way in which we're working to realise that we can't just be a bricks and mortar high street retailer. We need to be able to provide online shopping experiences for our customers, and so the transformation that we're making from a customer perspective is quite big for us, and we need to think about what that means from a customer point of view, but also from an internal employee point of view.
So how are you going about addressing the need and balancing that external internal perspectives?
So we've got a huge transformation programme around tech within the business, looking at how we can progress and grow the way in which we operate from an online perspective. What that means is that we are meeting the demands of our customers, but we then from an L&D point of view need to think, what does that mean for our employees and how they learn and how they access knowledge and information.
Because they'll have the same expectations, won't they, internally as well as the experiences they're having elsewhere and with River Island externally.
Absolutely. So we need to think about what we can do to make the learning experience more digitally focused, and that's what we've been doing over the last couple of years in line with the digital transformation that we've been working through from a customer point of view.
Great.
So around 2 years ago, we decided that we needed to re-evaluate the way in which we were delivering learning within the business, and we need to think about what our people wanted from us and how they accessed any kind of knowledge or information. And so we were in a position where we were able to try out implementing a new online learning platform, which was really exciting for us because as a business that's been established for 30 years, we've worked in a very similar way for quite some time from a learning point of view. So to suggest to the business that actually you can learn beyond the classroom was quite revolutionary in the context of our world.
Goodness, it must have had quite an impact.
Yeah, so for some people, they want to be able to utilise online learning and grab hold of a new way of working really, really quickly. And for others, that takes a bit of time to get your head around when what you're only ever really used to is learning in a classroom. And we've got new ways of doing things and new ways of being able to access knowledge at any time. There are varying viewpoints. The beauty of our business in that we've got this long heritage is that we've got employees that have been with us for 30 years, if not longer. And so they're used to working in a way that they've always worked. And so when you try and introduce something new and different, it can sometimes take a bit of time for people to be able to see the benefit of that.
Absolutely. What, from your perspective, what have the main challenges been?
So it's a mixture. So for some areas, it's almost the demand is so great, we're a victim of our own success because people see the opportunity to be able to learn online and they want more of it more quickly, and so trying to meet that demand is quite difficult. And in other areas it's the flip side of things, which is the fact that people still want to be able to learn in a classroom environment, and trying to get that balance, because there's a place for both. There's a place for being able to work together collaboratively, learn from one another in a classroom context, but also be able to provide people with content that they can grab hold of whenever they want to. And so getting that balance right is what's really important for us, and being able to meet all the differing needs of people across the business. We've got around 12,000 employees across River Island, and that's across our UK and Ireland retail network, our head office, our distribution centre, our international stores. So we're really broadly spread, and to be able to offer development for all of those different people in those different types of environments is quite a challenge.
Absolutely. You must have been partnering with a lot of different aspects of the business to make this happen. Can you share any details around that?
I can. Sure, certainly. So I'm relatively new at River Island. So the brand's been there for 30 years, and before that it was Chelsea Girl and Louis Separates. You know, it was a brand that's been around since after the Second World War. I've been there 4 months. But what's been fantastic is shopping at River Island as a customer, and now sort of seeing behind the scenes how the business is made up, from the retail stores to head office to our distribution centre. And Nebel's right, all our customers, our internal customers, have very different needs, whether that is just being able to get a job aid or some resource really quickly, to actually watching a video that's either been created or co-created with us, or by colleagues and peers sharing their knowledge through a video format. And the balance is right. People will always still need face-to-face, and we're big advocates for face-to-face. You know, there's an absolute place for it. But the digital transformation for us is around how are we making things accessible at point of need. So from a customer perspective, we're trying to make it easier to buy, whether that's through our online or through store. From an L&D perspective, we're absolutely thinking about that omni-channel presence. How are we making our offering and supporting the business in that omni-channel way, whether that's through web, through face-to-face, whether it's through digital assets, whether it's e-learning, whether it's virtual classroom, whether it's video-based content. There's a whole range of things that we're starting to look at and do that comes under the banner of digital transformation. And everyone's talking about it. It is the latest buzzword. You know, in L&D we do love a buzzword, but what that means is not just translating our ability and capability, but it's absolutely about culture. It's about developing digital confidence, digital competence, and we're focusing really heavily at the moment on building digital capability within River Island. There's a whole raft of social and collaborative tools, whether you're a Slack fan, Microsoft Teams, Jive, Cube. There's a whole social plug-in to every LMS possible. But if you're not a social organisation, then those tools will be a waste of time, money and energy and effort. So you've got to focus on where those conversations are happening, where people are already talking and sharing, and you tap into that, so that you're not creating something new and different. And as we all know, when you're working with tech or any change, you go through that change cycle, and the Gartner hype cycle is a great one to demonstrate that, where you introduce a new bit of tech or kit and this is going to change the world, this is going to change everything, and then very quickly you go into the trough of disillusionment where everything didn't really have the impact that we wanted. And so then you reevaluate and you think, well, actually, how is this going to create value? And you work with people to understand where their pain points are, what the challenges are, and you work to create that value chain, and the technology starts to bite. You reach that tipping point, and then you're up the slope of enlightenment, and before long it's just the way that we've always done things. So we're continually thinking about that change curve, and continually thinking about how we need to change, and we do it really iteratively as well. So we're working in a much more agile fashion, and again, agile is another buzzword. However, I think joining the team 4 months in, what Nebel and the rest of the team at River Island done in the L&D and HR space around agile is really good. And I'm sure Nebel can talk to you a little bit about that.
Wonderful, that's good to hear. Tell me a little bit about the impact that you're having, the success that you're seeing so far, perhaps.
Yeah, so we can see from the data that we can gather from our online platform that there's a high level of engagement in people being able to access learning tools at any point from various devices. So in our first year, what we really wanted to achieve was to get to a place where everybody knew what our learning platform was and knew how to access it. That was the goal we set for ourselves, because to try and shift a culture with 12,000 people is quite challenging, and getting to a place where actually I could go into any store or any department and ask people about what our learning platform was and where they could access it, for them to be able to say, yeah, I know what it is, I know where to log in, I know what it gives to me, was our sort of our main aim and main goal for year one, which sounds like quite a small goal, but for us actually quite a big challenge. And for the second and third year, really getting to a point where it's an integral part of everything we do. So a good example in recent months is that we've got many projects happening throughout the business beyond sort of standard L&D programs, as you might think, that also lean on our learning platform. So we have a huge project around GDPR, because that's such a massive topic at the moment, and so our learning platform can be used as a place in which the information materials can be stored. We've got a huge amount of work in our stores around how we manage health and safety, and so what's happening is gradually people across the business are coming to us now to say, I want to create some content, I want to create some information so that I can host it on your platform, so that I know that it gets to everybody, because we're in a place where we know everyone, wherever they are in the business, knows how to access that learning platform. They can do it on their mobile, they can do it at their desk, they can do it at home. And the interesting thing for me is that the analytics that we get out the back of the system shows that people are logging in at all times of the day, when they want to, and that's what we wanted to encourage. We wanted a culture whereby people could learn when they wanted to, and so that's been a great success for us.
Wonderful, that makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you so much for sharing a bit of context and history about River Island and giving us an insight into how digital transformation is taking place. Great to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.